Good morning, guys. It's Virginia Schmidt from Divinity School. Hello. Coming at you from my little cabin here in Cody, Wyoming. I know it's been a minute, you guys, and I think that's a good thing. So for those of you that are new here to my channel, hi, really good to see you. I hope you enjoy. And I'm just going to get right on down to it because I'm feeling inspired and I'd like to share that with you guys. So for those of you who have watched some of my other videos, I've brought this book on here before. It's called Inward by Young Pueblo. And Young Pueblo is an author name, a pen name for Diego Perez. And I really can't recommend this book enough, especially for those of you that maybe like, Rupi Kaur, another one of my favorite poets. This is like Rupi Kaur, but on like total spirituality. And it's called Inward. And I opened to a chapter with the intention that this would be what was right to share with everyone right now. So if you're here listening to this, then this is for you and me and us. This is from page 139. Self-love is a sincere acceptance of the past, an agreement to make the most of the present, and a willingness to allow the best to occur in the future. Parentheses, wholehearted. So I opened to that already wanting to talk about love a little bit today. And so I don't think that's a coincidence that that's what I opened to. And again, I have so many books, and you guys probably do this practice often too, but sometimes I become a little bit overwhelmed with like how many choices there are, whether of what book to read or what to focus on, or whether to meditate or do yoga or write, or there's just so many possibilities. And so sometimes I just come to a breath and just pay attention to what pulls on me from after that nice deep breath. Let's just take a deep breath together right now. Let's just do that. Get nice and still, and let's take it from the root chakra all the way up to the crown, imagining each one of our chakras lighting up along the way. Root lights up red, sacral lights up orange, solar plexus lights up yellow, heart lights up green, throat lights up blue, third eye lights up indigo, crown lights up violet or white. But so ready, guys? Just a nice, wherever you are, just taking a nice breath from the root up to the crown, seeing each one of those chakral centers, balls, vortices light up. Ready? Here we go. Holding, looking up, maybe a little, I am a being of violet fire. I am the purity God desires, little Saint Germain. And then let's exhale it to the heavens as an offering, right? So in that kind of clarity, just taking a moment to do a breath, whether a conscious chakral activation breath or just a breath to the heart. Ooh, in this moment, y'all, gorgeous. Can't tell if it's a falcon or a hawk. Just flew right outside my window. It's snowing also. What's it like where you guys are? What's going on with you guys? I missed you guys. I miss you guys. I miss my community here, and I'm really happy to be back. So in those moments of taking a breath, perhaps seeing a hawk or a falcon, last night I picked up this book that I haven't read since yoga teacher training. And so it's Yoga by Eric Schiffman, The Spirit and Practice of Moving into Stillness. I went to yoga teacher training back in 2015 at a place called Asheville Yoga Center in Asheville, North Carolina, for those of you who are wondering. So yes, yoga is a big part of my background, and this was one of the books. So if you haven't been to yoga teacher training, but you want to know the kind of books that, are relevant, this is an amazing book. So I want to share this with you guys, because the question, right, is what is love? And even when we're talking about self-love, okay, it's like, okay, great. I know that what everything needs to be healed, whether it's me or the world, is love. Well, at any given moment, practically, doably, applicably, what is that? What is love? So this is from page 28. Love, okay, but what is love? What do we really know about it? How much of our beliefs about love are true, and how much is merely imagination? Love is the most practical thing in the world. It is what is needed most. And this is what it is. Love is the willingness to see that which is real, capital R, real, in each and everything. It's the willingness to let go of what you think something is in order to see it clearly, as it really is. Love, therefore, is the supreme healing power because it looks beyond what appears to be true to what is true. So what is love in any given moment? And if self-love is me giving me this, essentially freedom, right? Because it's freedom from my past, freedom to be in the present, and freedom from the future. Really, true self-love, you could just say, is presence in that way. And you could also just say love is presence, because if love is what I'm bringing, what is it? Literally whatever is most needed right now. So it's a seeing through the lens or energy or vibration of love. That's what really is. Anytime that we're feeling helpless or insecure or guilty or judgmental or really any of these things that are disempowered, that are contracted, that are shutting us off from the continuous flow of love energy that simply is, it's not because of what's going on. It's like Epictetus said, right? Am I pronouncing his name right? The ancient Greek philosopher. And I'm paraphrasing, this is not the exact words, but it's not things that are bad. It's the way you're looking at them. And we know that. But then so the question is just, okay, so how do I look at things through what's true and real and right? Through love. Like literally that's what love is looking at things, is seeing them on the vibration, on the frequency, on the level, on the dimension of just what they are. Because whatever is, if it truly is, it must be okay. Because it is. So I don't have all the answers, but love does. And love is whatever's needed most. Like if there's any given situation, how do you know what's needed most? Based on how you're feeling. If you're feeling anything but loving and expansive, what's needed most is love. And if you want to ask what that is, ask love. Ask God. Ask the Holy Spirit. Ask your heart. Like it's very practical. Like it's like, okay, I want to look, I know that in whatever situation I find myself, love is what's needed. Love is what's needed. So whether I ask the Holy Spirit, whether I ask God, whether I bring a conscious breath to my heart and my heart chakra and ask to see from the eyes or brain or electromagnetic center or chakra or frequency of the heart, or I just say, Holy Spirit, what is it? What is it that's needed right now? Maybe it will be an outside thing, but chances are what is going to happen, right? We only act on the outside based on our perceptions and beliefs and feelings within. So what's going to happen is just a little twinge. It'll be so small. Just pay attention. I tell people this. I tell people this about many things, but specifically was most recently talking to a friend about psychedelic medicines and mushrooms specifically, and was basically saying you'll be so busy, and I think this is just a larger metaphor for life though, right? You're so busy thinking that you know what it is, thinking that you know what's going to happen, that you miss what it actually is, because it's so much more subtle than that. We're specifically talking about microdosing mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms. And psychedelics is just a very extreme example of this, but I think we can relate it to what I'm talking to right now, which is like we're looking for some big solution. Suddenly there's going to be hallucinations or an answer, and that does happen sometimes. I'm not saying that doesn't happen, but usually it's a feeling. It's an essence. So when we say, what is love? What is love in this situation? It might not be some big external gesture. It might be a very small shift of feeling that happened that you can't even really put words to because it's below words, right? Like it's energetic, where suddenly you feel loving towards this situation. And from that place, that's it. That's all that was needed. Everything else can come from there naturally. Everything that is needed when love is allowed to flow will come naturally. Will come naturally. So, self-love, right? Going back to the poem that we started with, whether it's that you're looking to bring more love to yourself or to any situation, it's simply to bring what is needed most to that situation, and that is love. But we get so caught up sometimes thinking it's going to be some big external crazy thing rather than just a little tiny shift in like experience, like inner experience and feeling. That shift, whatever that little thing, if we're there to be present for it, that happens after we ask our heart or breathe into our heart or ask God or the Holy Spirit or, you know, whoever, your angel or your guide or however that love that we all are manifests for you in that relationship. When we ask for what is needed most, it will be given. We miss it when we're trying to do like this very extreme thing, right? Like a good example is like, you know, self-love means taking a bubble bath every day. Well, that could be very true. But maybe this realization or this asking, you know, asking for love in every given moment leads to you taking a bubble bath every night. But it's more like it's this little shift that happens where you accept the perfect love of exactly what is. That's all that each situation needs. It doesn't need some external thing. Like you don't even need some external thing. It's an acceptance that what is already perfect. If I could only see it that way, that's all that's missing. Not the perfection of anything, the level at which I'm seeing it, my relation to it in this relative world. So love is just always what's needed, whatever's needed. And we can pretty much always say in any given moment, all that is needed is to see any given situation or to experience any given energetic experience more lovingly. And so I think the hardest part is realizing that it's not some big thing. It's not some big thing. It's literally a feeling and an essence from within that is so much more powerful than anything we could ever do on the outside. And it's not something we can do for ourselves. It's surrender. It's asking that higher power that is love, that is God, that is the Holy Spirit. Okay, what's most needed right now? Because that's what love is. That's what love is. We know love's what's most needed. Now you specifically are gonna pass that to me, because this is the other beautiful part. It's so simple, you guys. It's so simple. This is like spirituality in a nutshell. It's almost so simple that you think it couldn't be that. So you don't do it and you ignore it and you try and do all these really like hard things, these big external shows of love. But we can't fool our hearts. We can't fool our awareness. We can't fool God. So what moves mountains is not bulldozers, you know, literally that could happen. It's a pure inner intention and willingness to bring love, which is to see things as they really are, right? Because when they're seen through love, we see them as they really are. All that's needed is for us to ask to see them as they really are, to ask for that love that is part of the situation. And yeah, and then be willing to accept like whatever that is, because it might be the smallest thing. It might not be some big gesture. It's, you know, again, those might come, but really it's just going to be like an acceptance of the perfection of what is. Because when seen from the level of love, from the level of the heart, from the level of surrendering to our higher power, to ask to see truth, capital T truth, everything's perfect. Everything is good. And when it's not good, it's not that those things themselves are bad. It's the way we're looking at them, as Epictetus said. I hope that's empowering for you. It's empowering for me. So I'm going to be bringing that into my day. Just knowing like, okay, what does this situation need right now? Literally love is whatever the situation needs. And I'm going to surrender to consciously and intentionally go to a higher power, not about like some big solution, but just about what does love look like right here? Because I know that's what love is whatever is most needed in every situation. And I know that that's what can heal any given situation. I just don't specifically know. But if I'm just willing to go there and willing to be a channel for love, that's going to move mountains, you guys. Like, this is that which we cannot do ourselves. This is me. This is humility. This is true willingness and true humility. Like, I don't know best. All I know is love is what is most needed in every situation. That's what love is. And so to lovingly see any situation, of course, right, is to see that there's nothing missing. Anything is just to see it with love is to see that there's nothing missing. Because when love is there, if love is what's needed, then when love is there, there's nothing needed. So it's that little shift. Can't wait to hear from you guys just about everything. What are you reading? What are you doing? What's going on with you? How are you practicing living as love? How are these big, beautiful, esoteric ideas that we love to come together over here, how are they showing up moment to moment in your life? Because I don't know about you guys, but it feels really good to be able to practically experience these things moment to moment. And I think that's what it's all about here in this human body. You know, we're here to practice that. And I want to know how you guys are, and I want to support each other in this practice because, man, we're on a crazy assignment here being human. You know what I'm saying? We're on a crazy assignment out here being human, these souls that have chosen to be human. And so I'm putting out there, you know, what is the love that we can all help bring? And of course, it's just to help each other constantly and consistently come back to realizing that we already have everything we need because we are the love we need. I am the love I need. I am the love I'm looking for. And you are the love you're looking for, blessed one. I love you guys. I bless you guys. I'm happy to be back, and I can't wait to chat with you more and commune with you more. And again, hopefully bringing all this stuff into person and being able to commune in a mindful community out here in Wyoming. That's the dream. That's the dream for Divinity School / Divinity Ranch. But for now, I'm really honored to have communed with you here on YouTube. Really honored. Love, blessings. Love.